Grace and peace to you all, my beloved. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Beloved, this is Pastor Pimpon here. Today is the 25th day of the 12th month of the year 2021. Can you imagine that? Can you believe that? You know, the temperature here is 54 degrees Fahrenheit, about 12.2 degrees Celsius. And the Lord, by His grace, has carried you and I from the very beginning of the year 2021 until this time. God has done it all. He deserves the utmost praise, the utmost adoration, the utmost worship, and our total surrender. He deserves it all. Amen. He's done all these things. Beloved, look at today. Today being the day that the world has, some parts of the world are set aside as Christmas. You know, a day where most, say is a day Jesus Christ was born. Because the day our streets are deserted. You don't see any cars. There are no golfers on the golf course. And for me, it's as if the whole space has been left for me, being the only person to breathe the fresh air, enjoy the squirrels that are, having fun, climbing trees, hopping on the grass and all that, and the birds that are singing, the chirping. I am the only person left to enjoy it. Did I say I'm the only person? Oh, no, I'm not the only person. There's another guy, his name is Michael. Michael is also one guy who also walks every day. We just met at a corner somewhere. He's going in the opposite direction and I'm going the opposite. So we are the only two so far. Oh, did I say we are the only two? No, there's a third guy who I just saw. This is the first time I've seen him walking. But what am I trying to say? I'm saying that we have all this big space that I am walking. By the grace I can walk. Thank God for the grace He's given to me to be able to walk. The same grace God has extended to you also. That you can walk, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy nature. Look at the trees, the green trees, these pine trees that are lining up, the sides of the golf course. These beautiful pine trees with the evergreen pines, leaves, beautiful. Then the skies, oh mine. Looking at at God's artistic work, white paintings filled with some black spots and everything, making it so beautiful. I can't imagine. I sometimes try to just think, put myself into the minds of those people who say there is no God. And I'm just baffled to think. Just to try to come into terms with those who say there is no God when you can see everything points to the fact that there is a power behind us. And that power is not some supreme being. No. His name is Jehovah. His name is God. And today, the same God who created the whole heavens and the whole earth, who holds the whole world in the palms of His hand, the same God, wow, by His Spirit, entered into the womb of a woman and born to the whole world. Wow. In Matthew chapter 1, verse 21 and 23, I want to just fuse them together. It says that a child shall be born, or a virgin shall be conceived. Both of them says that. One says a child shall be born, and the virgin shall conceive. Mary was that virgin. The angel told him a child shall be born, conceived. His name shall be called Jesus. He will deliver His people from sin. That's the reason Jesus Christ was born. And yes, and was He born on 25th December? Of course, no. 25th December was a date that was set aside by an emperor called Constantine. So the 5th December was when the Gentiles or the heathens celebrated the God of the sun. It was a day set aside for the worship of the God of the sun. And Constantine says, believe when he gave his life to Christ, when he believed, he became a Christian. He didn't want other Christians to go and to join the celebration of such idol, an idol worshiping day. So he also said that was the day Christ was born, and that is how it came to be. But was Jesus Christ born? Yes, he was born. Was he born on 25th December? No. That's not the date he was born. But yes, he was born. And the Bible bears testimony, witness of that. He was conceived of a virgin by name Mary. He was born. And the purpose of his birth was to save all mankind who will put their trust in him, to save them from sin, to save us from sin. That's why Jesus Christ was born. That is why his name shall be called Jesus Christ, Jesus the Anointed, for he shall save his people from sin, shall save his people from sin, the Jews and all of mankind, the Gentiles, who will save us from sin. And then the other name is Emmanuel. Jesus Christ's birth signifies the fact his coming into the world is to point to tell the whole world that the God who created the whole heavens and the earth has come to dwell with men. So Jesus Christ, the God incarnate, came to dwell amongst men. His name is Emmanuel. His name is Jesus Christ. Emmanuel being God with us. My beloved, on this day, with all this festivity going on, the selling, banqueting, partying, sending of cards, greeting cards, wishing people Merry Christmas and all those things. Have any one of us stopped to ask ourselves, is God indeed with me? Have I been delivered from my sin? Because those are the two pillars, the two true objectives of the birth of Christ, to deliver us from sin and also to signify that God was with us. If God is with you, if you say God is with you, then you and I would live a life that reflects that. So my prayer is that as we celebrate, as you, whatever you choose, as you celebrate, let that be your focus. I'm celebrating the fact that Christ has come, died, and delivered me, and let it be true that you have been delivered from sin. Let it be true that you and I have been delivered from sin. Let it be true that indeed the Christ child dwells in you. And if he is in you, you can say that Emmanuel is with you because he is inside of you. And if he's in you and he's in me, you and I will live a transformed life. A life that reflects the image of God himself. That Christ-likeness. When Christ is in you and I, there is a transformation. Your thoughts, your everything will reflect the heavenlies. Beloved, I want to wish you a very blessed Christmas today. But my wishes are buttressed or hinged on just one thing. That Christ who has been born today might be born in your heart if you have not been born again. That Christ will be born in your heart. Remember, when Jesus Christ was born, it always says, he was born in a manger, where the sheep and all this are taken care of. That's where he was born. Even the poorest of the poor will not be born there. But that's where Christ was born. He was laid in a manger. That's where Christ was born. The manger, the trough from which the cows and the cattle feed. That's where Jesus Christ was laid. Signifying his humility, his meekness, his lowliness. That is a virtue, a quality, a fruit that anyone who has Christ indwelling him has to manifest. My beloved, is that you? Marked with humility, lowliness, meekness, self-effaceiveness, selflessness. That is Christ. He was born in a manger, laid in a manger, born and laid in a manger. Is that you? And not only that, even as he grew, he made a statement, foxes have holes, birds have nests, but the Son of God has nowhere to lay his head, the Son of Man. Watch it. He was born and laid in a manger. That was the closest hotel. That's the best hotel they could find for him. When others who had come for the census, they all have their hotels and inns that they dwell in. For Christ, it was in a manger. That was his hotel room. And as he grew up to him, he says that the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Foxes have holes, birds have nests, but he had nowhere to lay his head. But you know what? The place that he wants to lay his head is in your heart and my heart. Would you let him in? He said that the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. The only place they found for him to lay his head was on the cross. And even that was a vertical. How can you sleep vertically? That was the only place that he could lay his head. He had nowhere to lay his head. Now, are you following me? See what he had to go through? So as you and I celebrate, let us temper our celebration. Let us temper it with this sobering thought. Ask yourself, have I given him a place in my heart to lay his head? Have I? Or I still wish he'll be laying in a manger in a stable somewhere. Or maybe hanging on the cross. He wants to indwell you. He wants to dwell in your heart. God incarnate, Jesus Christ. God becoming flesh and dwelling amongst us, Emmanuel. This God who holds the whole world in the palms of his hand. This God in whose hands the whole world, the whole universe is like a drop of sand, a speck in the palm of his hand, has become so little to indwell your heart. He wants to live in your heart. That's where he wants to stay. Will you let him in? That will be the greatest celebration that you can ever have on this day. No, not in the eating and drinking and the new clothes and making merry and singing of. No, that's not it. It is him becoming the Lord of your life. Would you let him in? It is my prayer that you do so. And if you do so, my friend, what happens is that even just the slightest smell of the air brings some kind of joy to your heart. By virtue of the fact that Christ is in you. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Watch me as I celebrate. I enjoy the fresh air. The fresh air, oh my, this fresh air is like medicine to my soul. And as I behold the handiwork of God, this Christ child, this Christ crucified, this Christ resurrected from the dead, who is indwelling my heart, and I believe your heart also. This Christ child, as I behold the skies, and I see his handwriting, I see the artistic work in the skies. As I watch the birds fly, some soaring, some floating in the air, coasting, just to majestically in the air, letting the whole world know that they are also appreciating what God has made and has granted them to enjoy. Beloved, let's join with all of God's creation. I give glory to this God who became flesh, born in a manger, and dwelt amongst us, the person of Emmanuel. Where my eyes behold the stars, this heart of mine is made with wonder. My poor mind cannot grasp their array. But the hands that spill them there, all around the wide heavens, must have known why he placed them that way. Need I sing it again? Let me try it again. When my eyes behold the stars, this heart of mine is made to wonder. My poor mind cannot grasp their array. But the hands that spilled them there all across the wide heavens, must have known why he makes them, he placed them that way. Known only to him are the great hidden secrets. Fear not the darkness when my flame shall dim. I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. It is a secret known only to him. In this world of fear and doubt, on my knees I ask the question, why a lonely heavy cross I must bear. Hallelujah. Why a lonely heavy cross I must bear. But it tells me in my prayer, his grace for me is all sufficient. It gives me strength far more than my share. Did I sing it again? In this world of fear and doubt, on my knees, I ask the question, why a lonely heavy cross I must bear? But it tells me in my prayer, his grace for me is all sufficient. It gives me strength far more than my share. Known only to him are the great hidden secrets. Fear not the darkness when my flame shall dim. I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. It is a secret known only to him. But it tells me in my prayer, his grace for me is all sufficient. It gives me strength for more than my share. But the hands that spills them there all across the wide heaven must have known why he placed them that way. Known only to him the great hidden secrets. Fear not the darkness where my flame shall dim. I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. It is a secret known only to him. My beloved, grace and peace.